EC3's first NXT matches. So this is their first match.
True.
So I'm actually
True.
leaning toward EC3. And then he could turn heel and play the cocky heel with a belt. So I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I think Killing and Dana Lars Sullivan are going to break off and do their own thing.
Right.
After this match.
And the reason why I'm for Ricochet is to see what he could do in Lucha and bring a similar or better.
Remember, he was Chris Puma in Lucha.
Right.
Let's clarify that.
And to bring the same type of attitude and tenacity and not be under a mask, I think is going to be good. And for him to take the title, I think it's going to put up a bar that is going to be very hard to maintain or to keep at.
I do want to say one thing about Ricochet. Because I'd never really seen him without the mask. Because I know him from Prince Puma. Then Ricochet never really popped up on my indie circuit much.
Right.
I'm not into this. I'm going to clarify this, but he's a very attractive man. I don't know why he was behind a mask. Like I don't understand why he's behind a mask. Like I don't understand it. He is a very attractive man that can do fantastic facial expressions. Like I have no idea.
For the female followers that we have,
especially because he's an African American man. He's an attractive African American man. Like it's like why was he hiding behind a mask all these years?
He's easy on the eyes.
I didn't understand it. Like I didn't get it. So okay, that's the ladder match. Let's get to the NXT Women's Championship. It is Amber Moon taking on Shayna Baszler. One more time. Rematch. So what happens here? Does Amber Moon retain, or does Shayna Baszler win the title? Mark, what do you think?
Is this going to be their last program?
I don't know. It looks like this might be their last match.
Okay. And if that's going to be...
Remember, this is the same show 2 years ago, the takeover before Mania, that Asuka won the belt. So keep that in mind. They do have a tendency of putting the belt on heels at this show.
Okay. No, I guess the question I kind of come up with is anyone on SmackDown and Raw rosters, are they short as far as women talent?
You could probably get away with cutting a couple people on that roster somewhere if you want to bring Amber Moon up.
I see, because my thing is to bring Amber Moon up, turn her heel.
I don't think she'd be a good heel. I don't think Amber Moon.
She could. Depending
I wouldn't turn her heel knowing Billie Kay and Peyton Royce are all out there. They can come out from the roster.
But I mean, eventually to turn her heel. But I mean, once she gets acclimated into things, then turn her heel, and then kind of have a program with the boss.
Interesting. I'm going to go Shayna Baszler win. Amber Moon comes back up to the main roster. Comes to the main roster. And I have a feeling they're going to throw her on SmackDown and her continue her feud with Asuka. As the one woman who almost beat her.
That would make sense.
Yeah, the one woman that almost beat her. Sal, what do you think? Same thing?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you because that's what I was thinking. It would make the most sense.
So, okay. Now here's a match that I am so happy it's happening, but I don't know how to pick it. I don't know what to do here. We have an unsanctioned match.
Yay!
Of course we do.
Oh, no, there's a reason. There's a storyline reason for this.
Okay, go ahead.
Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa.
The two former best friends?
It's finally happening. It took us forever to get here. It's finally happening. Now, to set this up, because I know Dad doesn't want NXT, here's what's going on. The reason is unsanctioned.
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano technically doesn't work for NXT. He lost a lose hound match to Johnny Cena No Miss.
Okay.
And he actually signed papers that said he wasn't allowed to wrestle a match in NXT. On the air. They actually did this.
Okay.
So, when they did this, William Regal goes and says, well, Ciampa, and then Johnny tortured Ciampa. Johnny's been torturing Ciampa since they got back to him in Atlanta. Like, torturing him. There's a video on Twitter of Johnny showing up to Ciampa's house at 4 in the morning and banging on his door. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous, the length they've gone for this storyline. And, so, Ciampa wanted the match. Went to Regal and said, I want this match. Well, Regal said, well, Johnny doesn't work here, so I'll give you the match, but it's non-sanctioned. So what the stipulation is, if Johnny wins, he gets reinstated. If Ciampa wins, Johnny leaves NXT forever. Now the problem here.
Okay.
Here's my problem.
Okay.
Johnny should win this match. But this is Ciampa's first singles match. So I'm really torn.
Okay.
I'm really torn what to do here.
Okay, let's expound on this.
Go ahead.
Okay, so say Ciampa wins, Gargano loses.
Goes to SmackDown and helps Daniel Bryan.
There you go.
Attacks Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. I'm sorry. Yeah, so basically, he's not working for NXT, but no one said he can't be on the Raw or SmackDown.
So you're going Ciampa. You're going Ciampa?
I'm going Ciampa.
Sal, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if he's supposed to be called up anyway, it would make the most sense.
See, there was a theory that I heard on the PWT called NXT show over at PW Torch. And the theory they gave that I like is what if Johnny wins, and then on NXT after Mania, he says, okay, I won. I got my job back, but I'm going up to SmackDown anyway on my own terms.
Now the belt gets held. Okay, wait.
He's not a champion, so he can leave, but he can go up on his own terms.
I
like that because Johnny's upset because he had to leave. He had to leave because of Ciampa. So if he beats Ciampa, gets his job back, and then says, "Well, I'm going to be on my own terms now." That's not a bad idea. You know, I actually like that theory a lot. I didn't think of it. I was like, that's a good one.
True.
So I'm going to go with Johnny winning this thing. That's also my love for Johnny.
Okay.
Also helps.
Okay.
You know? Okay, our main event. This is big. NXT Championship match. Andre Cien Almas with Selena Vega versus Aleister Black. No, it's a normal match. It's a straight up one-on-one match. There's no street fight rules, nothing. It's a one-on-one match.
No stipulations.
No stipulations.
No special referees.
Nope, nothing.
Okay.
Straight up championship match.
Okay.
I like it.
Then why do we have Selena Vega there then?
Because she's his manager. And are you really gonna take Selena Vega off my TV?
Okay, she can be she can be on it for 5 minutes, and after she's got to go.
Don't take Selena Vega off my TV.
She got to go.
If they're not going to give me Nikki Cross, you're not taking away Selena Vega.
Yeah, okay. This is tough to call.
It really is. I like this matchup a lot.
I gotta go with CNL almost. I
Really
do.
Okay.
Only
Continue
because
continue the run. I mean.
Only because I'm not sure what lays for Aleister Black. I've heard.
It's an interesting call.
I've heard that they may call him up. I've heard he may not call him up. I don't know.
I've heard for both men though. I've heard both men are getting. People are looking at both men.
Right.
So I don't know. It's an interesting situation with both of these guys. Sal, what do you think?
I mean, the beauty of Aleister Black is that you don't need to have to put the title on him in order to make him relevant. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So even if he doesn't win this match and still gets called up, it's not going to be the biggest thing in the world.
Right.
So I figure at this point, just keep the belt on Almas and then just go the natural route and call them both up whenever they're both ready.
That's a good point. See, a lot of people, especially with the appearance of the Rumble, everyone was talking about how Almas got called up for the Rumble.
Right.
And is that he came up for the Rumble? Maybe they're ready to bring him up to the main roster. I don't know. There is another takeover in June. Keep that in mind. There's a takeover in Chicago in June. They added another takeover.
Okay.
So if they don't drop the belt here, Almas could always drop the belt in June and come up to the main roster then.
Okay.
So it's not that far-fetched. I think Aleister Black is ready to come up on, Monday. I honestly think he's ready. He doesn't need to be in NXT. He's one of the older guys on the roster in NXT. He doesn't need to be there. So I'm gonna go Almas and see what happens. And hope for a great match. I really hope for a great match.
Okay.
That's TakeOver. That's a nice 2.5-hour show on Saturday night. And right after that, I'll probably be watching Ring of Honor. So we'll see what happens. I still have no. By the way, those listening, we're recording this on Wednesday night, and there still is no word on the Ring of Honor Club Roku channel. So I have no update on that yet. So follow us on Twitter and on Instagram for information on that. Because trust me, the minute that gets announced, you'll hear about it from me because I'm interested. So here we go. It's time
for
WrestleMania. This is, of course, WWE Hall of Famer Kid Rock singing Celebrate.
Yay.
I actually don't mind this song at all. I prefer this song over the one they use in the commercials normally. You know?
I thought you were playing James' theme at first.
Nope. It is Kid Rock. All right. They've announced the kickoff matches, and there's 3 of them.
Yes.
Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll go from the bottom to the top, and we'll do this. All right, first of all, we have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So,
Yay.
who do you think will win the Dre, and who do you want to win the Dre? 2 completely different questions. So, Sal, what are you thinking? Who do you want to win, and who do you think's going to win? Sal?
We're going with me. I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
That's okay. I said, who do you want to win, and who do you expect to win?
Wait, is Rusev in this or no?
No, Rusev's in the U.S. title match. Rusev's in the U.S. title match.
Oh, yeah, that's when he got added to that. You know what? Who I think will win? Just because, he's, lost 100 and something matches.
Kurt Hawkins?
Is, what's his face in it? Kurt Hawkins?
Kurt Hawkins? I like that. That's funny. That's good. I like that one.
Figure he lost all year. He wins one match, and it's this fucking battle royal.
You know what? And he would celebrate the shit out of that. He would celebrate the shit out of that. They're making this.
So that's who I'm.
Okay.
So that's who I think will win. Who I want to win? I don't know. I don't know. Big Show? I don't know.
Why not? Well, Big Show has won one of these already. So I was actually going to say, for me, my want is actually like a Lars Sullivan. Bring him up and have him win the Battle Royal. That's what I want to see happen. That'd be
okay.
But I have a weird feeling they're going to give this, like last year they gave it to Mojo just because they wanted to do Gronk. That was pretty much last year's Battle Royal. It was a joke by the end of it all. I can see them giving this to like someone stupid like a Dolph Ziggler. I see them stupid something like that. It will mean absolutely nothing, and everyone will forget about it in like 2 hours.
So do we have a list on who's priorities?
They have some people, but it's like 10 people. It was like a 35-man match, so I didn't bother. I don't think I didn't even bother.
Okay.
It's pretty much everyone is not on a match right now. Pretty much. That's why Sal asked about Rusev, because he's in a match. That's the reason I say that.
You know who I'd like to see win it?
Go for it.
Only because they're getting their glory in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Mark Henry.
Ooh, that's an intriguing one.
Mark Henry. If you're going to send him out with the Dre.
I like that one, actually.
Send him out with the Dre.
I didn't think of that. That's a good one. Very good one. And who do you actually expect to win this thing? But I like the Mark Henry one. I didn't think of that.
Who do I think is actually going to win?
Uh-huh.
Well, I hate to say it. I really hate to say this.
Just say it.
Fandango.
Why not? Weirder things have happened. Why not? That would make a perfect episode of Fashion Files. That would be amazing. All right, let's do the women. The WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, formerly known as the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal. So we can ignore that. But it's the women's. The same question. Who do you expect to win? Who do you want to win? Obviously, I'll say my girl Bailey I want to see win. I don't expect her to win. That's just me being honest. I almost expect them to give this someone. And man is going to kill me because I said I want Bailey to win, but I'm actually picking Becky Lynch to win this thing.
Okay.
Because they love making her the first of stuff, so why not? So why the hell not?
Go
ahead.
Who do I want to win? Becky. Who do I think is going to win? Nia Jax.
She's in the title match.
Why can't she do double duty?
She's not doing double duty.
Okay,
That's the point of the Battle Royals.
Well,
that's the point of the Battle Royals.
Okay, all right.
It's for everyone that's not already in matches.
Okay, I would like Becky to win, but I have a funny feeling she's not.
Who do you think actually is going to win?
Ruby Riott.
I thought I had a bad pick, actually.